Hey, crypto heads. What's up, everybody? Hey, crypto heads. It's the Goose. We got a really cool, fun show tonight. I already warned the guests that we're just laid back and we're just here to have some fun with each other and just have a good time. Learn a little bit about what they got going out on Gettysburg, and they got a lot going on out there. Big events coming up. You guys own location and a store. We got an event coordinator down there, my buddy ERIK. I've never spoke to ERIK. We talk to each other all the time on Facebook, but I've never actually spoken to you live, so this is pretty cool. As usual, I got D Nice with us and Heisenberg. How are you guys doing tonight?
Very good.
We got a little bit of a late start. There's some crazy ass little storm that came through Kent. By the time I got to the studio, it was a little bit of a mess, little technology problems, and decided to bring it back home and go live from the basement, from the Goose, from the Goose Cave. And actually, it's a lot more comfortable here, so I'm good with that. But let's get started. We got people already coming in. Let's see, let me bring up the comments real quick. I got a bunch of people saying hello. Steve Phillips says hello. Chris Shetwood says hello. Darren Smith says, what's up, guys? A lot of good people watch us every week, so we love you guys. But special guests tonight. We got Steve and Pam Barry from the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange. How are you folks doing tonight? Everybody doing okay?
We're good.
Yeah, doing great.
We're good.
Good. And then we got my buddy down there, ERIK Julian. He's a coordinator also with the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash that we're going to get into. How you doing, buddy? Making it through this bullshit okay?
Yeah, I just got off work and I got the next 3 days off.
Nice.
My birthday's tomorrow, so hey.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks.
Doing anything special, or are we just going to do a little staycation and chill out at the house?
Hanging out with those two.
Yeah? Nice.
It's his big 60th birthday. We have to give him a party. What can I say?
That's awesome.
61. He's 61, not 60.
47. 47.
Yeah, all right. We'll believe that.
Yeah.
Everybody's chiming in. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yep. So let's get some background on you folks. This is my first time meeting all three of you guys. Uh-oh. We'll keep it to the paranormal.
All right.
So Steve and Pam, let's start with you. How did you guys get started in the paranormal and investigating? How did this all start for you guys?
Together or?
Oh, you could go separately and then together.
Okay.
As a child, my grandmother was in the paint clan. She was Cherokee. So I grew up thinking that everyone had a Ouija board and everyone did seances. It's just how I was raised. And then I went to Catholic school. So talk about like a kid that was like really confused. So my grandmother would say, we had a lot of fun, didn't we? And then I'd say yes, and she'd go, don't you?
Oh, no.
So I never talked. But I just grew up. I always told Chip Coffey that if I would have known him as a child, that maybe I would have had a normal childhood because I've seen spirits, you know, but then my gifts changed. Now I'm a spiritual healer. I no longer see spirits. That was something in my past, but I work, I'm an energy worker.
Okay. That's interesting.
This guy.
Yeah.
I was working with Bozo the Clown back in the day. No, I was working.
Don't tell him that story.
My mother worked for the Historical Society.
Okay.
And in New Jersey. And what she did was they had a contest where they did grave rubbing. You know what grave rubbing is?
I thought you said grave robbing.
No.
That's what I thought he said too. I'm like, what?
Rubbings. You know, they try to find the oldest date on a stone.
Yeah.
So we were in a old cemetery way back that was abandoned, and we were doing a grave rubbing there. She goes, "I'm definitely gonna win. I got the oldest one." She was almost positive. And we heard someone say, "Get out."
Oh wow!
And actually, I should have that on tape. I had a tape recorder with me back then, so I still should have that. I think it's in my toolbox. I gotta check to see if the tape's any good. But she's like, "Did you hear that?" And I said, "Yeah." Then we heard it again, and she goes, "I think we should leave." So that's what got me into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Been in it since.
Yeah. That's awesome. So how did you guys meet? Like, I mean, how is it the paranormal that brought you together, or was it?
And she was trapped in the bear cage, and I reached
Shut
in.
up. We were at an event at Wilson College, and it was pretty funny. It was his team, my old team. My old team sucked.
We all have that.
No,
I think we all had that experience.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
So we were at Wilson College, and it was really funny. We were with Joe Chin was there, and we were all standing there talking, and the kids started coming back into their dorms, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's Joe Chin. Are we moving into a haunted place?" It was pretty funny. And
we crashed a wedding. Yeah,
we've been together ever since Wilson College.
Wow.
I was a nurse, and I worked for the Gettysburg Lutheran Retirement Village, and decided that my mom was my last resident. And I decided that I was going to put my medical field aside and open up a Reiki room, spiritual healing room, and we have metaphysical, paranormal equipment, all kinds of stuff. You have to come in.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange. It looks like an amazing place. Is it in a historical building? I mean, is that building itself haunted?
Now it is. It's in Marquette building.
Yep, it was there during the battle.
Yeah.
Mrs. Kitts Miller is up in the kitchen. She's been there since before the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice. That's cool. So, Eric, tell us your story. How did you get into the paranormal? What's your origin story?
I was born and raised in Pittsburgh. Lived there 24 years. My house, when I was about 6 years old, my father committed suicide, and before he had passed, he was always working upstairs in our attic. And after that happened, we heard banging of nails and stuff up in the ceiling, up in the attic. So that's probably my first ever experience. Moved to Harrisburg, Gettysburg area in like 96. And I've been into the paranormal for 22 years. I met Steve in 2013, and shortly thereafterwards joined them on the paranormal after party.
Okay.
And then I've been with him and Pam ever since.
Awesome. That's really cool. So you hang out. I mean, are you part of the? Do you work with them at the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, or are you just kind of like like the norm?
I volunteer.
Okay, cool.
I volunteer there and also at the historic Lookout House.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah,
really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in the store. Do you guys what all do you guys do at the store? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but
sell things.
Yeah. So, stupid question.
We do investigations. So we take people on public investigations. Our places are, of course, the Historic Lookout House. We do Cashtown Inn, the Jenny Wade House, and we do the Haunted Orphanage and the David Stewart Farm. That's our normal places that we take people. And we bounce back and forth so people, get a different flavor every time they're in. This month, July 3rd is the anniversary of Jenny Wade's death.
Oh, wow.
We always go in no matter what day of the week it is. We seem to have a lot of activity that day.
Oh, yeah. What's the background story to the Jenny Wade house? Just in case, a lot of people might not know.
Jenny Wade only civilian during the battle. She said right before she died, "If anyone's to die today, let it be me." She yelled it because she was afraid that her sister, who had her newborn baby, was going to be hurt. They opened up 2 doors. Jenny was standing behind it. She was kneading bread. A stray bullet came in and struck her in the back. Through, and it ended up in her undergarments. Steve and I are friends with the owners. And Steve did luminol to find out exactly where she was laid because it was just a hypothesis. They really didn't know the journey of her body.
Yeah.
And you found it.
Yeah, I went up there with. We use Blue Star. Blue Star pulls up anything, any kind of blood from 150 years. Actually, I think it's 175 years now because it was 150.
154.
No, it was 150th when we found it, and I just did the normal thing. If I was going up the stairs with a body, there's a bedroom, and then there's another room, and there was a wall that partitioned the other house.
Yeah.
The other half of the house, like a duplex. What happened was a shell came through, went through that wall, through the roof, through the wall, and landed on the other side. What's the family's name over there?
McLean.
It landed in their half of the house, never went off, thank God. It just lodged in a soffit. That gave the soldiers the idea to bust through the wall and bring Jenny's body through there. So they broke the bricks so they wouldn't get shot.
It was a double house.
It's a double house. Wow. So I'm thinking if they're going to break through the wall, they're not going to lay a body right where they're laying bricks trying to break through this wall. They're going to lay it in this room. And as soon as I sprayed, her whole outline came right out.
Yeah, so she became a 20-year-old girl in a matter of moments.
So with me, her dying downstairs, to me, is not true. I believe she bled out upstairs because the amount of blood that's in the floorboards up there would not make her body. Because once your heart stops, you're not going to flow blood like that.
Right.
So I think she bled out upstairs, and that's where she actually
died. And then they
died.
took her downstairs to the basement, and we think that the reason why the basement's so haunted is because her father was in Eastern State. He had found some money on the side of the road. He spent it. He was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So he didn't have any closure. When he did get out, he kept asking for Jenny. And they kept saying, you know, your daughter's passed away. And he just never accepted it. And he still hasn't.
Wow.
And see, a lot of people don't realize that that's not her house. That's her sister's house.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, she died at her sister's house.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She lived on Breckenridge Street, actually.
Right down the street from her stores.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The supposed person that shot her was a sharpshooter or sniper from one of the ruffian crews out of Louisiana, and he shot her from the Farnsworth house, which is a pretty damn good shot.
Yeah. How far away is the Farnsworth house?
Steve?
Quarter mile?
3 blocks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would say about a quarter mile. Yeah, about 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, muskets from that, rifles from that arrow weren't exactly.
Right.
Well, yeah, remember they also had rifle bullets.
Yeah.
You know, they look like little rifle bullets, so they travel pretty far.
Okay. But still, to be that accurate from a quarter mile away with
that are there, or a lot bigger from people putting their fingers through all these years. You know,
we have a lot of urban legend here in Gettysburg. Somebody
I can imagine.
Because people come there and say, "You sure that's a musket ball about that big that came through here?" And no, that's when people think you're in the hole. That's why. Yeah.
It looks like we lost Heisenberg. Then he just commented that his computer just shut down and started updating.
Yeah, he was having issues with the sound, so he'll be back.
Okay.
See, and the other thing, Steve and Pam, their historic lookout house is amazing. I mean, I spend a lot of time up there.
That's a newer location that I haven't heard of before. What's the history with that location?
So we were built in the 1830s. We were Bendersville Station for a time. So we have what was a telegraph office, but then they turned it into a schoolhouse. So we have a schoolhouse on the property. We've got a big, I say chicken coop, but this is like really cool. These people were rich. And her name was Lily. And I have pictures of everyone who lived here from the Historic Society.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
You can step back in history. You can go over to Lily's chicken coop and actually stand where Lily was at when she was feeding her chickens. And she comes through on EVPs. We say, Lily, how many chickens do you have? How many do you have? More white eggs? Do you have more brown eggs? It's kind of really weird, but she comes through. And then, so the Confederates came down from Carlisle, and their destination, of course, was the Battle of Gettysburg. But they knew that there was a tannery about a mile away. So they pillaged the tannery, took leather goods, and they came here because we were Adams County Nursery. So they ate here. They went up in the attic. What they couldn't eat or take with them, they destroyed.
Ate up all the apples.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got a big cupola on the top that was put on in 1916. There were 3 sister houses in the area. And the farmers would get to the highest point of their houses with mirrors in the sun, and they would communicate about the Historic Society told us about any emergency or the weather or farm life.
Yeah. Wow.
There's only 2 houses left.
Very cool.
We're one of them.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
burnt
wow.
down. Kids got in it and set it on
Yeah.
fire and
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
burnt down.
I hate hearing that kind of thing.
I do too. I hate
Yeah.
when we lose history like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
and-
that way.
And
Yeah.
they have a very, very active room. It's called the smoking parlor.
It's right behind us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pam,
Oh, okay.
tell them the story about the photos
Yeah.
up on the wall.
I collect people. So
People.
they're all through the house.
There's some on the wall there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a lot. Like
There's some on
right
the wall.
behind Steve's head, that's Ulysses S. Grant before he was president.
Oh, wow. Really
Uh,
cool.
So I have a lot. Like, and then after when I was finishing hanging things, ERIK says to me, "Did you realize there's only men in that room?" And I was like, in the smoking parlor. And I was like, no, I didn't. So, and then we hear a lady that paces the floors.
Oh, yeah.
You don't hear her feet, but you hear her dresses, and she shuffles. And when she does start her pacing, it's very sad. There's an energy that just comes over the house. You could tell she's in mourning. It's very, very sad. So there's times that I'm like, Steve, let's go take a ride. I have to disconnect the house for a bit. But there's nothing evil that we've ever come across. Nothing low vibration, anything like that. It's people who want their stories to be told, and they don't want to be forgotten. Yeah.
I find that a lot in most historical places we go to. I mean, people watch the shows, and all they see really are I'm not saying they're not fun to research and investigate, but the asylums and the prisons and places like that. But there's so many historical locations like the ones that you folks run in Gettysburg that just are so rich with history, and there's so many
absolutely
cool stories you can hear just by communicating with the spirits there. And I don't know.
And there's a lot of urban legend that some people, when they come to town, they think it's fact. So when they come into the store, like I'll say, hey, let me tell you the hot spots of Gettysburg that I know. Because when you find evidence, that's awesome. And come back and share it with me. I get them all excited. And I'll actually draw maps to places. But, Sachs Bridge, they say that 3 Confederates were hung on the bridge.
True.
It's an urban legend. It's a cool urban legend. But the history of that bridge is so much more fascinating and intriguing than a silly urban legend. They say Tennessee smokes a cigarette on the bridge.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at the bridge, so you're looking at this big covered bridge. Left side, the critically wounded. The right-hand side, the boys were stacked. And those boys knew they were going to probably end up in that stack, and that made an impression on that bridge. So when we're on the bridge, we say, do we want to talk to the living or the dead? It's for much more investigation. I'm a real big history buff.
Yeah, sounds like it. That's really cool.
Of history before I go, because I want to excite the spirits that I know them. I want to be more personal, you know. Because when I'm dead, people are
Can we
gonna
offend Steve?
unless they know who I am. Like I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna talk to you. But then if they start talking about something that excites me, then I'm going to talk to him. Jenny Wade's brother was married to one of the daughters of the house here. So it brings the Jenny Wade history out. But Steve's got some pictures. And I'm going to stop talking because I'm just talking away.
No,
that's
keep talking. Keep talking.
Keep talking. This is what I like. I would just I like to have a conversation. Just like, I don't like
I can tell you.
Here's Lily.
Tell us, brother Eric. Tell us.
There you go. That's Lily, and when she was a little older. But show them chicken coop.
That's what I was getting at.
Okay, so I have been inside that house by myself.
Yeah.
And You hear people
There's
running
really-
up and down them steps.
Oh,
Up and
Isn't
down.
that
Really?
fascinating?
That's
That's
awesome.
a chicken coop. It's like
Now, this part of the chicken coop is still there.
Okay.
a
that-
big part.
the-
It's gone.
That part is not there.
Yeah.
You can't see the schoolhouses on the other side.
Mhm.
I can't see
But
from
there's
the-
Lily. Isn't that cool?
Here we go.
That's
That is
very
awesome.
cool.
Hold
So-
that up for a second. Let me see if I can get that up. There we go.
Yeah, that's Lily. And
That's cool.
chickens. My grandmother always said, when you stop talking about a loved one after they pass, they die a second time.
Right.
Yeah.
And very wise grandparents.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's honestly what excites this. Oh, I got to show you something that we found in the house. It's really cool.
I love this.
You're
This
in
is
trouble
awesome.
now.
Right?
Hey,
This is awesome.
bring it all out. I gotta say, Gettysburg has been on the top of my bucket list for
Oh,
Yeah.
God knows how long.
The
Yeah.
spirits in
Here's the
this-
tannery they pellet.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just trying to get it up there.
Let's get a close up of that.
That's the tannery.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The tannery is no longer there. It's
Yeah,
been
they
Oh, wow.
pillaged that, and
Yeah. So I'm going to show you this, but I was not present when this was found. Steve was.
Okay.
Steve found that. So that's a tray,
Hold on, let me find a picture for that.
and it's metal.
Wow.
I'll find it somewhere. in here.
So the spirits led them.
All right, we
to
were
finding this.
in the house and we were table tipping. I don't know if you know Dave Haney. Dave Haney,
Yeah.
he's on ASPS. Right, Dave was in the house and we were table tipping with him and his daughters. And the spirits tipped the table. We asked, "Do you want us to find something in the house?" And they tilted the table up. So we said,
Wow.
"So that means yes." If they twist it, means no. And Dave says, "Okay, where is it in the house? Is it in the library? No. Is it in the turn? No. Is it in the living room? No." Finally, he got to the attic and it tilted yes. So Dave says, "Let's go up in the attic and search and see what we can find." Maybe we were thinking up in the attic, we got some loose floorboards.
Sure.
If we lift the floorboards up, we probably find what it is. So we went up there, started looking.
Now we've got holes. Now
No.
we can-
So I get up
Yeah.
there, and there's a flag that hangs up there. It's been up there since we moved in. It's an American flag. And I kept walking past that flag, and someone told me, "Look in this area, look in this area, look in this area."
Mhm.
I look up, and I see something shiny up in the rafters, way up in the rafters. I said, "Dave, get over here," because he's 6'2". I said,
Yeah.
"Can you reach that?" He goes, "Oh, I see it." He pulls it down, and he pulls this out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
All right? Now, here's the freaky thing.
I'm ready.
We asked him to get back to the table. Is that what you want us to find? Yes.
Yeah.
Blow this up.
Let me see. Hold on. Where'd my cursor go? There we go.
Wow.
Holy crap.
That's a baby.
That's Joyce's
Wow.
baby.
Wow. That's so
Sitting
cool.
That
Lily.
is nuts.
So it was in the Historical Society's paperwork already, and we found the tray that Joyce put her name on.
Mhm.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Why did they send us to find that tray?
Joyce
We don't know.
actually lived in the house till she was
Uh-huh.
55 years old.
Wow.
Wait. And did
Wow.
research, and we found her on Find a Grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, she passed away in 1999.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
very
crazy.
cool.
there's a question in there from Chris. Is it
Yeah.
in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She wants to know if you guys are open for investigations now.
Yes.
We are.
Yes,
we
we
are.
are.
Now, mind you, because of COVID, I had so many people push their
Sure.
Great.
investigations back.
Just look at a house back in the day.
Oh my gosh. That's so
You just
cool.
have to call or go on
Right.
Airbnb.
Yep.
I'm going right away with the picture.
Yeah, you're good, hon.
Nice.
It's an
That's all the
amazing
work
house.
is. See the cupola on top? That was about
Yeah.
1960. I think that picture was
Yeah,
taken
that
once.
was in 1930. I think that picture.
Oh, was it 1930? This thing?
The house went under a big renovation in the 1930s, and that's when that was taken. Like to
So-
celebrate that.
But it's pretty cool. The spirit also told us there was another item to find, and we're going, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Yeah.
And we were naming bracelets, this, and finally Dave says, "Is there a ring?" And the table tilted up. Yes. So he says,
Oh.
"Well, where's the ring at?" And we went through
Yeah.
all the rooms again. When we said basement, it tilted up.
Mhm.
Now the basement's pretty big down here.
Yeah. We
So,
got basement, ring, and window.
so Dave's like, "Where is it in the basement?" And it's in the rafters somewhere. And he said, "Did you
Yeah,
hide it
we'll find
because the Confederates were here?" Yes.
Mhm.
They were able to
Oh.
get it. And then we said, well, you know, will we find it? Yes. Are we allowed to keep it? No. The day says if we find it, we have to put it back. Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
but it's a ring, and supposedly it answered to a wedding ring.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're thinking it's a diamond that they hid because they're afraid the Confederates would take it.
What's that?
Right.
They have no value.
Yeah.
We haven't found it to this day. We haven't really even looked for it. I said, you know what? It's been there forever. Why bother it?
Yeah.
The spirits are happy that it's hidden.
Yeah.
Leave it hidden.
Yeah, if we're meant to find it, we will.
Yeah, if he wants us to find it, or the spirit wants us to find it, we'll find it. But
That's awesome.
I mean, they led us to that. They led us to the tray. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's amazing. It's amazing if you just listen.
Well,
How
see,
you can make connections.
Field uses a lot of paranormal equipment.
Yeah.
The good thing I do when I was on TV show with Eric knows, I did a lot of ITC. I love using just a recorder and getting EVP.
Yeah.
That's how you can't. If you're in the house and you're by yourself and you're asking questions, and you know you're the only one there, and there's no other voices coming into the house, and you get that answer. That's like the best piece of evidence. So I love doing that.
Yeah.
And I had Bobby Robertson come down from Lilydale, and she taught me table tipping. And she goes, "Did you ever use a table before?" I said,
Yeah.
"Never heard of it." Well, she came to the Lookout House. We pulled the table out, and we were in the library. And I'm sitting at this table, and I'm there for like 45 minutes with my hands on it.
Mhm.
Nothing happened. I said, "This is full of shit." That's what I said. "Hey, this ain't happening." No way, this
That's
table,
funny.
right? And she goes,
Yeah.
"You don't believe this works, see?" I said, "Well, it ain't working now." She goes, "Do you have another table in the house?" I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a pie table upstairs." She goes, "Go get it." I bring it downstairs. She goes, "The reason why this table's not working is it has no attachment to it." We bring it into the parlor behind me, into the smoking
Yeah.
parlor. And we sat there. We weren't there, 3 minutes? Just you and I and Bobby, and that table moved.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah. It lifts up. It dances. And what we mean by dancing, it'll spin across the floor with you. As long as you keep your hands on it and follow it, it'll go all the way in a direction. You say, "Bring it back." It'll bring it all the way back.
What?
Yeah, we got video of it. Go on KSPS on Keystone Paranormal.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
You see it on, you see it on Dave Haney's wall. He's got a lot of video on it. Who was
Okay.
it the other day? John? Oh, the big camera.
Oh, yeah.
What's his last name?
Americana, because he stays
No,
in our
I know.
Americana. McGinnis.
McGinnis, John McGinnis.
Okay.
He just filmed a big video of the new table because we had a table in the parlor, and from going around so fast, I actually get the spirits narrate them to tell them what to do with the table while people are
Ask
sitting at it.
them.
Well, I ask them. And I'll say, "Can you bring the table to me?" And they'll bring it right over to me, and I'll say, "Bring it back." Then they'll start spinning it. I'll say, "Go faster, faster." Well, that night it was going really fast, and it was going so fast the leg broke off.
Oh,
Yeah, the glue let loose and the leg broke. I had to go buy another table.
Oh my gosh.
Shop. And when you buy a table, you don't know if there's any attachment to it.
yeah,
Right.
right.
We bought one, and we were sitting here last weekend for a good 35 minutes at that table, and it wasn't moving.
No,
Then
it didn't move for me.
started to move. And we got it on video. Yeah, we got it on video.
Wow. Welcome back, Heisenberg. Thanks for joining
Hello.
the show.
You okay now?
It is a lot better.
That's good.
Took forever to update.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. We had a question for D
That's a good
from D
question.
Lynn. She says, "Hey guys, D from Spectre, know the group. They're a great group out here. Do you ever feel the amount of energy is just too much? I know some sensitives who won't go to Gettysburg due to the amount of activity and energy."
Yeah,
There's
sometimes I have to move from location to location. What about you, Eric?
I feel sadness as soon as I pull into the Gettysburg area. I mean, I'm just 50,000, over 50,000 just dead. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little sensitive myself. I mean, I'm not a psychic by any means, but I've been doing this long enough. I know Heisenberg and D Nice working at Madison Seminary. We've grown accustomed to feeling that energy when we walk into a haunted location. I'm interested. I haven't been to Gettysburg since I was probably, I think I might have been like 8 or 9. So, I we had. I got into this because we had. I grew up in a haunted house, but it never really. When you're that young, you don't really think about that kind of thing. I was just worried. I was more worried about my dad dragging me up on those lookout towers because I was afraid of heights.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to come back in July and hopefully get some time, to walk around the battlefields and maybe check out some of the houses and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I have to come out to Madison.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all do.
Yes.
Yeah. Pam and Steve definitely got to come check it out. Yeah. It's an amazing place.
Come out there, hit that, and then hit Hillview, and hey.
Yeah.
Call weekend.
That'd be an awesome little road trip.
Yeah.
Hair weekend.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about the event. It's coming up in July 24th and 25th and 26th.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit of the background of how this event started and who. I know it's a fundraiser for some great charities, some awesome charities.
This is our 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
Our first year it was at our old store on the Baltimore Pike. So it was our store, a restaurant called the Pike, and then it went up the hill to Comfort Suites. So we were up along the whole historic Baltimore Pike.
Okay.
We did 2 charities that year.
We did 2 charities that year, National Wounded Warriors and PA Wounded Warriors.
Awesome.
The problem we had was we ran out of parking spaces.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Very quickly.
We hit on something that the community, they want. So then, lo and behold, we found a home for the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash at the Wyndham.
Cool.
Now, this is our 4th year. Now we are raising money for Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors, Heroes for Hire, which is Batman. And when I say Batman, he's Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I know who you're talking about.
He makes me want to cry. The amazing work that he does for these kids that are battling cancer and their families.
That's awesome.
It's just amazing.
You know what?
Yeah.
So we're not having any sick children this year. They're going to come through Zoom or Facebook Live.
Yeah.
No.
And we're not having lectures this year because
that's what Eric was telling us. Yeah.
Yeah. So James Anito's spearheading a few people to go on and do some lectures.
Justin.
Yeah. And then we're having less people, less tables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have to follow the CDC guidelines and the governor's rules. We're allowed 250 people in the building. So if you count, we have less vendors now, 1 vendor per table. We're allowed.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it by table; they're doing it by chair length. So 6 feet apart each chair.
Yeah.
It's being done like that. Temperatures. I made my own guidelines. People when they come in will have their temperature checked. Anyway, I mean it's just 2 seconds. Bink on your head, and you're allowed in. This way, we know everyone feels safe. Then everyone knows everyone's temperature is normal, and there's no worry that I'm around someone that might have a fever.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
We have that. We also have masks if you want to wear them. It's not a state law in Pennsylvania to wear masks, but we do have masks. If people feel they want to wear one, they can.
And lots of hand sanitizer.
I have 2 health conditions: a heart and a diabetes.
Wow.
I have not worn a mask from day 1 since the pandemic. I refuse to. I'm not sick, so I don't know what's true about this pandemic and what's not. But I put myself out there to test it, and I haven't gotten it.
Okay.
So, and I've been everywhere. I've been in Walmart. I've been in TJ Maxx. I've been.
I wear a mask.
She wears.
Yeah.
No.
So.
So what's true about it? It is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't go into politics.
I'm not tempting. I'm not tempting fate. Just like there's this big rock on top of big rock on top. It says P-Well. Urban legend says it's.
I died already. She hasn't died, so it doesn't bother me.
It's Pauline Noel. The kids say that Pauline roams Devil's Den because she's looking for her head. Well, the kids say that rock is haunted. It's probably not, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm just not going to touch it.
I risk it.
I go like this towards the rock, and she pulls my hand away.
Yeah, I'm not tempting fate. Anytime I go into a public place, I got my mask on.
Yeah, hey, that's
Yeah.
You know, it's up to the people who come in. If you feel like wearing a mask, wear a mask. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't wear masks. That's all I can say.
Yeah. No.
I don't believe in it. I mean, people do. Believe me, I get evil looks when I walk in the store.
Yeah.
There's people like, oh, you're not safe. You know what? I don't think a paper mask is going to protect anyone, to be honest with you. Honestly.
No.
I don't.
I wear it out of
I put a post on my wall today about what the guidelines and how those masks work, what they're actually used for, and what they tell you why not to wear them. And what it causes. But anyway.
You know, getting back to the bash, it's just a really, really fun time. So you are going to enjoy yourself. I'll tell you that.
How has this COVID thing affected like the guests and stuff that you've had? Have you had a lot of cancels or?
We've only had two people, and they have very legitimate reasons for not coming, healthy reasons, and actually three. One is Pennsylvania Wounded Warrior President. She can't come because of her age, and she's very accepted to get.
She's 86 years old, and she's spry, and she's amazing. I love her, and I have so much respect for her. And honestly, I'm glad she's not coming.
Yeah, she was thinking, and she turned around and said, "You know what? I just can't. My daughter, my son would kill me if I come there." And she don't want to die that way. So stay home. We had one vendor that had issues, health issues, and another vendor. So there's two vendors that had pulled because of health issues. Very understandable.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Because I don't wear anything doesn't mean they can't. I told them to come. You know, I actually went out and purchased a whole bunch of masks. So if people want to come in, they're there. You can wear them. No one's going to look at you strange and say you're a fool.
And we have a lot of outside activities too. We have a big kids zone. SOS.
We got a dunk tank this year.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Food trucks.
Now we're not having.
Food trucks.
Ice cream truck.
Where's Goose? He's out at the truck.
This year because, when we have bands, you know, last year we had 7 bands. This year we had 8 bands lined up.
We pulled them because of
I wasn't comfortable.
Well, we're not comfortable with it, but we were also worried. You know, there's the guidelines. You're only allowed 250 people. There have been too many people. And bikers would probably show up. You know, it's an outside event. They just did Carlisle car show over here, and they made made the papers, everything here on the news. And the governor went after them, was suing them for if they proceeded. Well, they proceeded, and the governor backed off because our governor walked in a protest with a whole bunch of people. So it wasn't fair for him to walk in a protest and with thousands of people and then not have a car show, which is outside, which is literally outside. So they dropped the case and the car show went on. So that's the biggest event that's happened so far in our area with over 100, I'd say about over 1,000 people definitely there. So, and nothing happened. Not that we're aware of yet of anyone getting sick or anything like that. So Pennsylvania is really low right now on the charts with COVID.
Yeah. That's good to hear. I know you guys were pretty strict for a while.
Yeah, we're 0.10% now. Is what they're saying.
Gotcha.
And the hotel's doing their part also. Their swimming pools closed. The weight rooms closed. There's a restaurant on site.
Yeah. There's hand sanitizer stations going to be around the building. If they don't make them, because they did order them, they're supposed to be there. If they don't show up, we do have hand sanitizer available throughout the whole building, which we purchased ourselves. So we have that there. So you have your temperature, you'll have a mask. If you want to wear one, you'll have hand sanitizer. And then we'll have lines, like when you enter into the building, you'll exit out another door. You will not go out the same door you came in. So there'll be lines like going up each aisle, up and down. You got to follow these lines. And the only thing we're asking is, since we're only limited to 250 people, if you come to the bash, and you're staying for 3 days, let more people in. So if you see a person, say hi to them. You always, after the bash closes at 6 o'clock, a lot of these stars, and they'll go outside on the balcony You can sit out there and chat with them all you want then, but give those other people a chance
3
to get
a.m.
there and
Yeah.
so
3 a.m. last year.
yeah. So
Wow.
That's
and we
awesome.
have the dance off at Friday night, which has got to be Kenny Biddle at that because he won the dance off last year. We got a trophy for that. We have dunk tank. I'm DJing with
Nice.
with Glenn, the Sparky and Henchman.
Nice.
So we have our own DJ system. So what we did, so last year, DJs only paid for a certain amount of time and then they quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have our own DJ system, we can play till 10.
Right.
So we
Oh, cool.
So
Awesome.
everyone hangs out in the back patio and dances and all that. You're outside, you see.
He
Then
left.
again, like I said, social
He left
distance.
at 9
Again,
o'clock.
come on. No one's gonna pick on you. Everyone's gonna say,
Our
but you
DJ
believe in
last
people.
year left at 9 o'clock on Friday. 9
What?
o'clock.
That's no party.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Not this
like,
year,
as far as like, if people want to go on, how late do like tours, like Battlefield tours, run in Gettysburg? If people want to leave, like at the end of the convention at night and go check stuff out.
The convention hours are Friday from 12 to 6, Saturday 12 to 6, and then Sunday 12 to 5. We close at 6 o'clock. So that's a little early. Well, the first one we did was 10 to 10. Our first batch was that killed everyone. They were like, "Oh man,
Too much.
till 10 o'clock, so that's 12 hours." And they got like a half-hour break. So we did 12 to 6. It worked out fine for the past 2 years now. No problem. And that gives you time because summer goes to like 9 o'clock before it really starts getting dark. So that gives you 3 hours to go out to dinner, roam the battlefields. The battlefields don't close till 10 o'clock. Or hang back at the window, man, just party with everyone out in the back, listen to music.
Wow.
Mark Nesbitt will be selling his ghost tours at the event.
Yep.
Cool.
We did not line up any investigations this year because of COVID.
Yeah.
I don't want people,
Makes sense. Yeah.
Like if I do Jenny Wade, I am allowed, or orphanage, I'm allowed X amount of people in.
Right.
How do I pick just 15 or 12 people out of all those people? So I was like,
So
ghost tour with Mark.
So to answer the question,
Yeah.
I believe the latest tour might start at 12, maybe 12:15. So
Okay.
they go late.
Oh wow. Okay.
All over town.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know my wife and kids are coming, and we wanted to go check maybe some things out after, one of the nights of the convention. Mike Heisenberg, you had a really important question you wanted to ask.
Oh yes, because there's still a friendlies around there.
What?
Because there's still a friendlies around there.
A friendlies, yes.
It hasn't opened.
Yeah, we had.
All right, Mike's definitely going.
There is. It
Time we're
hasn't
out,
opened up yet.
Hmm?
It hasn't opened up yet.
Oh,
But
Everything else
Kate might be mad.
probably Chicken's open, McDonald's is open, but friendlies for some reason we don't know.
whatever you do not go to the Perkins. Do not go to the Perkins.
All right, don't go to the
Oh
Perkins.
yeah, gotcha.
So ask a question here: do we actually really hear gunshot noises in the battlefield? Yes, yes, we've heard them
Absolutely.
ourselves.
I'll tell you the best night. We have 100 nights of taps. It's on Saturday nights.
Mhm.
Go into Gettysburg, hearing that taps play throughout the cemetery.
Mhm.
So beautifully eerie, and then walk the battlefields right after that.
Actually, I think that's what
It really provokes.
I've lived
Not
here-
provokes. It really enhances.
5 years now, and
Steve
I've
hasn't
never-
even heard it.
I haven't been to it.
Wow.
I don't want to. I just slipped your mind.
We're workaholics, to be
We
totally
were.
honest.
Yeah.
I've been to Sachs Bridge at like 2, 3 a.m. by
Mhm.
myself, and you can clearly hear cannons going off at 2,
Oh, yeah.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. I heard music
crazy.
up on Culp's Hill the one time. It was in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
And I just hear, now I don't know if it was paranormal, I don't know if it was someone playing it, but wow, was it just really, it was a perfect spot. That's where the Irish Brigade was. It was
Ray, we're gonna have to go out later that night or one of the late nights.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I was kind of like wondering. Like, I mean, Gettysburg is such a historical enriched location. Like, how do they embrace the paranormal now because so many people are involved, or is it like
No.
really taboo?
Some of them do, most of them don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, Steve and I are friends with the Historical Society, so
okay.
they are our
friends with pretty
friends,
much everyone
so they
in there.
tolerate us.
Yeah, we have. Well,
But we
have
respect
Max.
the history, and they
Yeah.
know that we will not, for any reason whatsoever,
Mhm.
go off of track of what our history is here. And I have heard
Sure.
a lot of people do that. I have
Yeah.
seen it and heard it a lot.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah.
thing with being in the paranormal is you got to listen to both sides of people. You know, it's
Yeah.
just if you're into politics, you got to listen to both sides of the politics.
Sure.
You can't,
Right.
you can't be just judged on one.
Mhm.
But Gettysburg, we found out. I introduced myself to the mayor. I went right up to the mayor and introduced some really good friends with him now.
Yeah.
Gettysburg Police Department, even Chief Glenny now, I know very well. He's the new chief. Just go in there and just introduce yourself.
Yeah. Our senator.
Our senator, Doug Mastriano, real good friends with him. And
Stan Clark. He's
Stan
our
Clark,
veterans.
who's the Veterans Affair.
Mm.
The thing is, if you don't go out and meet people, they don't know who you really are. And then,
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I don't get special favors done for me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but generally, the Historical Society is not favorable among. They don't think highly of us.
Yeah, and the reason why
And there's no reason for it.
Sounds familiar, right?
That's part of the team.
Never heard of that before.
Here's what happens with Gettysburg Historical Society is
Yeah.
these TV shows go there and they ask about a location and they get the history on it, but it's not good enough for their TV show, so they twist it.
Sure.
That pisses the Historical Society off. Or they don't even they went there and they don't use the truth, they make up their stories about it. And that's happened recently. And I spoke to the Historical Society, and I've been trying to get information. One, they were closed because of COVID. It's very understandable because COVID is real, and it's a real tight spot in that building to get in there, and the social distance you can't. It's just too tight. They're staying closed until the government or the governor opens up the state totally and says we're good now, or a vaccine comes out, one or two. But that's what happens. These people go in there, these shows go in there, and they get the information from them, and they give them the historical side of that location, and then they twist it, and it pisses them off. And then now they don't want to do it anymore.
You cussed.
Yeah.
We're allowed to on this show. We have
Yeah,
the
it's
same.
fine. It's fine.
Oh, you cussed.
If I was at the studio, I'd say Karma is the radio without rules. So same here. I wanted to go back real quick and ask a question for Dee. I think it was Pam was mentioning she heard music in the battlefields. She wanted to know what kind of music was like as an era from that.
It
was
like flute. It was
okay.
It was amazing.
Now, Chris down here just wrote, Christopher
Lightner's
Wright,
a nice
he was
place.
at the Lightner House. I went to the Lightner House with Stu that's in town. He has his own historical walk he used to do. I don't know if he's still doing it this year or not.
History and Haunts.
History and Haunts. But he took me there, and I was in the room that you eat breakfast in. And Chris probably knows what room I'm talking about. There's a clock in there. And I was sitting at one of the tables, and I was doing EVP session. I got full sentences out of there. Then finally, and it was pretty late at night. It was around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then I hear Stu say, we got to leave. We're only here till 11. And I'm like, no, I'm getting
That's the worst.
Yeah, that place is really nice, too. The Lightner Farm.
Yeah.
Good choice.
See, and that goes back to why it's so cool to investigate at the Lookout House is because you can investigate and then sleep there. So I mean,
oh, nice.
Yeah. So
yep, you investigate and stay. We have 3 rooms. We have a Victorian room, then we have a 1920s Darb, and then we have the Americana suite. And the Americana is attached to the haunted attic. Now, we are on Airbnb, so if you're not in the paranormal field, usually it's the historians coming here from Airbnb. So we had first opened up it was probably a couple months into it.
Uh,
I had an Airbnb lady staying in the Darb, and I checked her in and gave her the history tour. If they come in and they're just historians, I give them the historical facts, and that's it. Nothing paranormal, unless they read our profile.
yeah.
So the lady came in. She comes back down. She goes, "Your home is beautiful, but I can't stay here. I have to." And I said, "Are you okay? Did somebody offend you? What can I do to make it up?" You know.
Right.
And she said, "Your house is haunted, and I can't stay here." And I said, "Did you read our profile?" And she said, "Yes, but I didn't believe it, and I'm leaving." I don't know what happened. She gave me a very good review on Airbnb.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know.
Hey.
You could ask if you knew what had happened, but if you
Chris said we had something happen in the basement. A soldier that is down there knocked my glasses off of her head. Wow.
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 Yeah, that happened to Earl over here. He
Oh
was-
yeah.
Where's she at? The Lightner?
Lightner House, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that knocked. We were over in an abandoned house over here across from me that they're selling at auction, and a friend of mine was interested in buying it, so we went inside the house and we're
With
walking around.
permission.
Yeah, and we went,
Okay.
and he's walking around. He comes up down the stairs. He went up the stairs first, and he thought he heard someone say something to him. We still didn't know what it was, but came in. Oh wait, it did say something. I don't want to say it on here, but called him something. And then
Well, we want to know.
Yeah, come on.
it came down the staircase, and when he
Bad
came down
word.
the staircase behind me, it knocked his hat off. Yeah, well, it said, "Here comes that jerk off." This is what it said. So when he came back down the steps, it knocked his hat off, and I was in front of him, and it bounced off of me and hit the floor. And I go, "What the heck are you doing?" He goes, "Just knocked my hat off." And you think about it, back in the day,
Yeah.
you weren't. That was disrespectful to wear your house, your hat in our house.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it did. It knocked off, called him that name, and then knocked the hat off his head.
Yeah.
Back down because he still had it on his head.
That's funny.
We had a gentleman, James, ask where this is at, but I'm not sure like where specifically he's asking. James, are you asking about what the story is that Steve was just telling us, where that happened? Let us
That's
know
my
and we'll
guess.
ask. Yeah, okay.
That's my
That's
guess.
an abandoned house across
Okay.
the street.
It
That
won't be
they had
abandoned.
permission to be inside
Yeah,
of.
it won't be abandoned.
Yes.
I think it goes for auction July
I don't know.
21st or something like that. So
Wow.
it won't be abandoned long. Someone will buy it and I'll move in.
Yeah. That's awesome. I can't wait to come out there. I'm so excited. This has been I've talked to Eric for years about coming out there and checking everything out. I'm really looking forward to this event, meeting people.
Yeah.
What kind of guests? I mean, who's coming out to this that people might want to come out and see?
Scott Porter and Stephanie, Dustin
Cool.
Perry,
Oh wow.
James Anito, Carl Johnson,
Wow.
Mustafa, Daryl, and Brian.
Yeah.
from,
Mustafa and Daryl,
Nice.
Yeah,
Chris Sanders, Eric Knapp,
Lori Johnson.
Lori Johnson from Ghost of Shepherdstown.
Cool.
Mark Nesbitt.
Mike King.
Yeah, Mike King from Ghost of Shepherdstown.
my
Melly
buddy.
from
Gypsy Sisters.
Gypsy Sisters or Gypsy.
Okay.
She'll be there.
my buddy Josh Hurd,
Yeah.
who's the co-owner of the Malvern Manor, is going to be there.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So
Pam probably pull up a list of
Let me
who
pull
else we. Mark Nesbitt.
Yeah.
Bob Christopher will be there. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think who else will be.
Chris and John.
The Goose and Heisenberg will be there.
Chris and John.
We know we're the big draw.
Yeah.
Chris and John are Union in New Jersey. They'll be there.
Richard Estep.
Yeah, Richard
Oh,
Eastep.
wow.
Mark Avella, who does Salem Con.
Cool.
Santiago, he was one of the Walking Dead.
Yeah,
He's on the circuit. I always found that interesting. He's not like really a paranormal guy, but I guess his connection with The Walking Dead kind of gets him in.
Well,
Yeah.
that and
Hoffman.
he's also a veteran.
yeah, Rick Hoffman. Yeah,
Chevrolet.
Chris Chevrolet will be there. Who else is there?
Brian Murray from Ghost Hunters.
Jeff
Oh,
Lieber.
I love him.
Jeff Lieber.
Murder Face Murray. gonna be
Right.
there.
Sam, and I can never say Sam's last name. Beltris. He's an author. He's from Salem.
Yeah.
I love him.
Gavin is going to be there.
Gavin Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Deanna Simpson from The Most Haunted House in Gettysburg, and Joni, who wrote the book.
Hanover.
Oh, what did I say?
Hanover.
Yeah. Gettysburg.
Dean Anthony Holmes.
Dean Anthony Holmes. Ghost Loop will be there. Sean Alston and Eric Vitale, Dave Spinks. DeVille Inc. will be there. The Ink Masters giving
out tattoos.
I get one every year.
Designs will be there if you want something airbrushed.
Yeah.
He'll be there.
Tattoos, huh?
He's going to be there.
Dan from Hinsdale House, Gene Sninsky, the wrestler, Jack Kenna.
Wow.
Russ Steyer, he's a veteran. He talks about investigating with PTSD and what it's like to be a soldier. And Adam Bonnet, investigating without limitations. He's in a wheelchair, and I loved him.
He's really,
yeah. Adam is a great guy.
Yes, he is.
I've met him a couple times in person. He came out and helped us with. He was a guest speaker at the Goose Project. I had a Paracon for the National MS Society.
Yeah, and
he was a great addition to that. I've met him a couple times. I met him the first time when we went and investigated Trans-Allegheny when he used to work there, and learned a lot from him. He's a good dude. So I can't wait to see him again.
I sat in on his presentation when he was at your
thing. An award at every year, and he got our award last year.
Yeah.
It's just people in the paranormal who we feel and who people feel as a whole have made a difference in the field.
Yeah. That's really cool. It's going to be a good event, and it's gonna go to a lot of good charities. I can't wait to be a part of it. So thank you guys for inviting us out. I mean, it was an amazing opportunity for us.
Absolutely, very excited.
Absolutely,
very excited.
Yeah. And we're super excited to have you guys on because, like I said, Gettysburg has been on the bucket list for God knows how many years, and I can't. If there's one tour that I need to take, what is it? I know there's so many. Mark Nesbitt.
Yeah,
okay.
Mark Nesbitt. Yeah.
Definitely, without a doubt, he keeps the historical facts.
Well, he was a park ranger, so he knows that and seen everything. He's been to all the houses, pretty much lived in the park in some of those houses out there. So he knows all the history and haunts of the park. So in the town. So if you have any questions, it's just great to sit down because we're in the same building as him, and there's no one around to sit and chat with him. And
I could talk to him for hours.
Yeah.
For hours.
And if I had a second choice, I would say ghostly images of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Do the orphanage in the Jenny Wade house.
Okay.
So,
cool.
And those are the ones I think they run up until midnight. So.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to multiple ones.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna have my family with me, and they're gonna want to check some.
Is that before or after friendlies?
Yeah.
Oh no, after probably get some ice cream. And...
Who are you to assume he's only gonna go one?
Yeah.
We might end up just staying at friendlies. I don't know what's gonna happen.
He was talking. Yeah. He was talking about multiple tours of friendlies.
Yeah, Kate. That's
right.
That's what Kate's looking forward to. One of the things, but she was like, because she looked it up and she's like, "Oh my God, there's a Friendlies by there," because they're all shut down around us in Ohio.
Are you guys?
I don't know if they're in Ohio anymore.
Did you get your room at the Wyndham, or are you staying somewhere else?
No, I got it the minute you guys put the
link up. Good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we should tell everyone if you're going to get a room at the Wyndham, use the link. I will put it on my wall, and Pam put it on her wall again tonight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you go through the 1-800 Wyndham number, they have no clue what you're talking about because every Wyndham
no idea.
is individually owned.
Yeah, they're all independent.
So they're independent. So if you go there, corporate will put you in the Wyndham, but they're going to charge you the top dollar rate. So use the link, and you automatically go to the discount.
Is it sold out yet or no?
We don't know. We're really, really close. Yeah, I wouldn't wait. If anyone's waiting, then don't wait. I know a lot of people are waiting because they were wondering if it was going to happen because of COVID. And, once we got the okay, when we went green, Pennsylvania has red, yellow, green zones. And when we went green, we were allowed to do it.
Yeah.
So
last year, we only had 20 rooms left in the whole Wyndham.
Oh, wow.
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 So, I mean, now, like, they're like, you guys are doing great. So,
Yeah.
we're probably going to sell out.
yeah,
That's
And
awesome.
Okay.
The hotel staff is so nice. I mean, they're
Yeah.
all help you
the
out. and
Wyndham's
everything, so-
awesome.
Who was that?
What's that?
Are you talking about Chris Gibson?
Who was that?
I have no idea. I just blocked him. Because I have no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Pockets. Gibson. No.
I was hoping you guys didn't know him. I didn't offend him. But
No,
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if he was trying to start some shit in the room or.
Hard to offend. You
Yeah.
won't offend them.
I mean, if he was joking, Chris, I'm sorry, but I didn't know where you were going with that. I don't want that kind of stuff going on in the chat room and a show. So
Right.
I got to be careful. I mean, especially now, everything's going on. You don't know what angle somebody's coming from.
no.
Yeah.
Maybe he's on the wrong show. He's asking for names and badge numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a cop. Do I look like a cop?
Yeah.
Do I have
know
do I have a law enforcement physique? And no.
I hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, I cannot wait to come. It's going to be a blast. Everybody in the chat room, if you guys have any more questions for us, shoot away. Let these guys know a lot about Gettysburg.
So, tell me a little bit about Madison.
You want to know about Madison?
Oh yeah, we can talk about Madison for hours.
Right?
Ask this lady. She's the
Do we have-
volunteer.
Do we have
Let's hear
enough
it.
time?
What? Yeah, we still got a half an hour. Oh, you're saying we could do a whole nother show on Madison. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
great.
we like Heisenberg and I help out with the flashlight tours, but
Okay.
we still use our notes for the history.
I know.
Denise is there almost every day
Yeah.
and she could tell you probably a lot more
Yeah.
about the
There's a little bit
history.
of
So
connection though
Let's
too,
hear it.
What connection?
Yeah.
Civil War wise.
Oh,
Go ahead, DJ.
oh, Civil
yeah.
War, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because for a while it was used to house women who were uprooted by the Civil War. So, if their husband or father or whoever died in the Civil War, they came to our building to live out the rest of their days. So there is a little connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very cool.
Elizabeth
It's
style.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous. 70,000 square feet. It's got a ton of history.
Very nice.
It's a good investigation. It
Yeah.
never disappoints.
Well, I think
Yeah,
I've,
it's got-
Tell them.
Ton of
Yeah, you
history
guys
that
gotta
the
come check it
Historical
out.
Society likes to bury, but that's
Yeah.
why we said it was a common theme.
Yeah.
That's
the
still a
Historical
I've
Society.
seen a
very-
couple of TV shows, so
Yeah.
It's a very sensitive subject for me.
and your friend Adam is
Yep.
Yeah.
the owner
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
owner. Okay. And
Yeah.
Yep.
he also owns something else. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Fairfield County Infirmary.
That's right.
Yep. He
Yeah.
just purchased
I'm gonna
that.
go there too.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
should. It's about 3.5 hours from Madison. It's not
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah,
open
we
up
kinda
something
like-
closer to me. Us.
Right. I keep telling them,
Mhm.
dude, there's plenty of places. I mean, there's got to be something in Akron.
Right?
Like Akron area where we're from.
So how far are you guys from Pittsburgh?
I think 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're
same for us.
you're probably about 5.5 hours then from us.
Okay.
Yeah, I
that's
I
not bad.
looked it up. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
bad at all.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Yeah. Back to Madison though, one cool thing I know to tie it into the Civil War. We always talk about a lady named Elizabeth. I can't even talk now. Elizabeth Stiles. That's
Yeah.
a historic figure we speak a lot about during the tours there. She was a spy, basically, right, Denise,
Yeah, yeah,
for the
for
Union.
the
But
Union.
it all started her. She was on the Kentucky Missouri border. Am I getting that right?
Kansas,
Kansas,
Missouri.
Kansas.
Sorry. Yeah.
Kansas. Okay. She the story goes, well, there was a gang of they were affiliated with the
Contrail
James
gang.
gang.
The Quintrell gang.
The Quintrell gang.
Yeah.
Yes. So they were
Contrail
Confederate.
Raiders?
What?
The
Yeah.
Quantrill? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were in the area and they had happened to see Elizabeth Stiles. She was a school teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah?
she was going to a school to hang a Union flag.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
okay.
hanging the flag. They did not like that because they were like right in that area where you're either side.
Yeah.
They were
So
like guerrillas, like
yeah.
they were fierce.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's
Contrail.
basically what happened in the story. They had jumped and killed some Union soldiers,
Mhm.
took their they put their uniforms on, followed Elizabeth Stiles back to her house.
Oh,
Her
jeez.
husband answered the door. They shot him in the head right in front of Elizabeth Stiles. They
Wow.
let her escape out the back. And when they finally caught these guys, their quote was, "She was too beautiful to
Pretty
shoot.
Too pretty to
Too
shoot.
pretty to shoot." Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So she escaped. Well, she was actually from the Madison, Ohio area.
Oh, okay.
And so but she made a promise that she was going to work for the Union. She actually there's a letter to her from Abraham Lincoln
Mhm.
for the work that she did, as a spy behind the lines as a nurse for the Union. Really cool story about her, and she lived out the rest of her days at Madison Seminary while it was the home for displaced Civil War widows, mothers. She passed away in Madison. She's actually buried in the cemetery, like 10 steps away from Madison Seminary.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
really it's
Yeah,
a
it's
cool.
very cool. So
I love that building.
in your travels, if you ever find a picture of Elizabeth Stiles, just think of us.
Yeah,
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm researching now.
Yeah.
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 she
It's
she
a very
every
cool story.
yeah every once in a while she has made herself known to investigators at Madison.
Yeah.
The Civil War side itself is crazy active. It honestly, when we investigated there, it used to be kind of the side you'd just go to for a few minutes.
Right.
But since Adam has bought the building and started renovating that side and putting, period furniture and antiques in that area, it's just
Yeah.
the activity there has exploded. And I mean,
Yeah.
and now people, that's like the go-to place for a lot of people. They like going in
Yeah.
there and investigating. It's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
We brought in a trunk a couple weeks ago that someone donated, and it was from like 1904, I think this
Oh, wow.
trunk was, and it's one of the ones
Cool.
that opens and it's like a little closet. It has drawers and everything inside of it.
Mhm.
So it's like a traveling trunk. And it was the first day it was there was a team in there and said that they heard a noise in the room that it's in, and there's nothing else in that room. It's just that trunk. And they said they went up to the trunk and it felt like it was vibrating, like as if it was on
Oh,
like
wow.
a train or something.
Huh.
Like we're just constantly bringing in new stuff that
Yeah.
who knows what is attached to it.
Yeah. Do you, Pam and Steve, do you guys get a lot of that with some of the stuff that you bring into your locations?
A whole bunch of
Well,
dead people on the wall.
I
Yeah.
like things since I was a kid. I have
Mhm.
some really I have come across some really cool artifacts and I think they happened
Nice.
upon me.
Right.
It's not a coincidence. Like
No.
I have a beautiful portrait of General Lee.
Oh,
Huge.
that's awesome.
But I
Right.
gifted it to the Daniel Lady Farm because that was the biggest field hospital during the battle. And I
Mhm.
felt like he needed to belong on their mantle. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
things come to you because they want, everything I have here has some kind of story or attachment to it, except
She-
the
She has a very creepy ventriloquist doll. There he
I'm gonna
is.
close that fucker.
Oh, I hope Stelly's not watching.
Oh my god.
He is. No, that thing's freaky.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
plastic.
People have
Yeah, they start out as plastic.
Right?
People have said that they've actually seen his head turn.
Ugh.
You know,
Nope.
he'll fall over in his chair.
Nope, I'm out.
Yep.
Yep. Telling you, I'd scream. I'm like, ah.
No. There's a lot of things that I can handle in an investigation.
That's
Dolls moving, I'm out.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'm going all the way back to Ohio.
Not that one.
It can't cross state lines, right?
I'll tell you how I got that doll. There was a friend that I had from Pittsburgh, and there was a house that he said that he had to go and do an exorcism in. And he said that it was because of a doll. And I said, he pulled up in front of my house and he was shaking. And I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, there's this doll. It's in my trunk and I'm afraid and I'm going to get in an accident. So I'm like, can I see it? And he's like, yeah, you can have it. And I looked at it and I was like, that doll? You know, the other doll? And he goes, yeah. So, you know, I've had it ever since.
That's
Nice.
funny.
That was creepy too.
And she's not waving to you. Look.
That's not the real animal. Yeah, those dolls, they freak me out. Madison has plenty of those laying around too.
Yeah, we do.
Especially the one in Sarah's room. Especially that one in Sarah's room. Until recently, I didn't know actually moved. Like when it's got a motion sensor in it, and now if you walk by it or get close to it, the eyes start glowing red and it starts moving back and forward.
From like the 1970s, its arm, when you go like this, it moves its face, so it's like,
oh my gosh, stop.
It's so cool.
What else does she have that's creepy?
Nick's old God Raggedy Ann doll.
Didn't you just find a newspaper from like 1965 or something?
1969. I have, when my grandmother passed away, I got all of her newspapers. Like everybody wanted furniture, and I'm like, now I'll take all the historical, like our family things that were clipped out, and all my grandmother's newspapers. So I was in an antique store the other day, and for $3, I got the first moon landing, and when Ted Kennedy got in that accident and that girl died. It didn't make the headlines though.
Wow.
At Chippewa or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I put it up. I can't remember.
Heisenberg coming with the facts.
Oh, you found it? Oh, that's right. It's on the top.
You're good for something, buddy.
He's good for that.
Thanks, Mike.
Very little. Very little.
Let's get a close up of that. Hold on. Where's my cursor?
Wow, that's
there we
so
go.
cool.
Wow.
That's very cool.
Got,
really good.
I have one from World War One.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool about this? The price of food.
Yeah.
Oh, I love looking at that.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm intrigued with. That one. That's where, and there's a picture of the girl. Yeah, move up a little bit. There she is. I never saw what she looked like.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the girl that was left behind to die.
Wow.
Crazy.
You guys got some interesting stuff.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I have a whole library, a Victorian library full of stuff. And the first thing I say to my people is touch it. If it's a book you want, you know, get in there and read it, look at it. I have some objects in there, just like really get into.
Check this out. Where is it? Where can you get 4 tires for $38?
I don't know. I could use that on right now.
Right?
Think about it.
I got
take that into Sears.
Yeah.
I got four mismatching tires because I can't afford a whole set.
That's 1969. Yeah,
I wasn't even born yet.
Yes, you were, Pam. You were in your 40s. I know.
Oh.
Oh, here, look. A cheeseburger and a soda for 27 cents.
Nice.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
Good deal.
You're not gonna beat that.
No. Wait, hold on.
That's cool.
don't want to wreck the paper.
What else?
Yeah.
Really?
We found an annual report from Madison, and they were talking about how they had redone all of the carpet and all of the drapes, and I want to say painting too, in the entire building, and it was $168
Oh, wow.
for the entire building.
Nice.
That is
Yeah,
insane.
you can get on some historical newspapers online, and
Yeah, we've been doing that a lot. We've learned
yeah,
a lot
that's
that way.
so much fun.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
You should look in the help wanted section and go to knock on the door and say you're applying for the job.
Right?
There's some old numbers in this paper, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Numbers say, hey, I want to apply for your job.
Right?
See, and back when the Lookout House was first built, there was nothing up there except apple orchards as far as you could see.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
We just
that's
found
really cool.
in the attic. It's a the top of a package. It was a wooden crate that was delivered to Henry Bacher, and
For lead paint.
yeah,
White lead
pure white lead paint. And I was like,
Nice.
At least they were
That
honest.
patient tastes the best.
Right.
that's old.
Funny.
That's old. That's early 1905-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's really old. Yeah. Take
Yeah.
its time.
Yeah.
Before they started hiding the fact that lead was in there.
Yeah. You wonder why we are the way we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
That's why we're so awesome, because we're all poisoned.
we come across some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
mold. You know,
Maybe that's what happened to that guy that was on here before asking for badge number. Maybe he ate some lead paint.
Maybe.
Right? Because I still don't know what that was about.
I don't know. I don't want to ask. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
I know.
So, when are you guys coming in? You guys going to be in Thursday or Friday?
I think I'm coming in. I coming in Friday. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're coming in Friday, and then
Okay.
we're gonna leave probably after everything's done on Sunday.
Okay.
So, but I did take the day before that off, so I have some prep time.
There you go.
For the last minute convention stuff. We don't really put a whole lot on our table. We do just a lot of talking and put out some. We put banner up for the show or whatever. But maybe we might try to interview some people while we're there if they have
That's
time.
fine.
But yeah, it'd be fun. I got to get Brian on the show again. What's that?
Brian Brown.
That's
What's that?
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
No, you guys. How many did you say that could be at a table? Is it just one or?
Well, because of social distancing, we usually have 2
Okay.
per table. They're going to give us 1 chair per table.
Okay.
And but that being said, like I have left tables that I could have sold. I left them empty, so
We possibly can get 2 at each table.
yeah.
now.
I'm really trying to social distance as much as I
Mhm.
can.
To go by the
Right.
guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So I'm gonna have a table, a blank table, and sometimes I'll have a table, a blank table.
Yeah.
Trying,
Yeah.
trying
gotcha.
to lose
You know-
in this
Sorry,
way.
you know. Good.
What's that? I'm sorry.
What's that?
what?
Go ahead, Steve.
No, I was letting you go. I stepped on you.
You know who's a very good interview is Dustin. If you haven't
Yes.
talked to Dustin, he is such a great guy. He's been with us all 4 years.
Yeah,
So,
I've met him a couple times at a couple different conventions, and he's an amazing dude. I mean, I introduced myself, and he just started talking to me like I was just an old buddy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, I got his information. He gave me his contact to get a date set, and I just, I'm the horrible at scheduling these shows out. It's I'm a week before. Hey, what are you doing? But Denise and Mike know I'm horrible with that. They were actually
That's the way we roll, man.
they were actually impressed that I had scheduled you guys as early as I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
They're
had
like,
2
"Whoa,
weeks
you
in a row.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. We had Andrea Perrin on last week, which is an
I know
amazing interview.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's got quite the story to tell. It was an amazing story, but I can't wait to see Dustin again. Actually, I told him I'd bring him some Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Gettysburg.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
God.
him and I have a story about that. He every time I see him, he says, "Stop at Dunkin' and bring sourdough donuts.
Oh,
So I
those are good.
Sourdough donuts.
Sour cream donuts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to stop and pick them up some every time I see them.
That's awesome. I
That's
told
cool.
him I told him I'd bring in an iced Dunkin' Donuts coffee because the last time I saw him was at the Old Mill Parafest in Michigan
Okay.
like 2 years ago, and he was drinking one of those the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hope you don't nurse your beers like that, man. Yeah, he was a good dude. Yeah, I definitely want to get him on the show, and
Cool.
he's amazing to talk to. I can't wait to see a lot of these people out at Gettysburg.
Richard
That's
really-
gonna be
Eastep.
awesome.
Richard Eastep is a great
Yeah,
author. You know, he's in the process of putting out 5 books, I think he said this
Holy
year.
crap.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of writing.
Yes.
I like the Fairfield Inn one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
Fairfield Inn.
Yeah.
We're in it.
Nice.
Yeah. He did one
No, but it's a big
on the
book. It really
Fairfield
is.
Inn and one on the Farnsworth House.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the Farnsworth House, especially recently. It seems like a pretty amazing place. All these places out in Gettysburg, I gotta just take a month off of work.
Right?
I mean,
I'll
virtually
show you around.
step in
I'll show you
Gettysburg,
around
you're
up there.
standing on some part of the battlefield.
Yeah,
And our battlefield isn't just one battlefield. We have the battlefield, we have another battlefield, we have another battlefield, and all surrounding,
yeah.
And just think about it. If you came up here for a month,
Yeah.
that would be 30 straight days of friendlies. 30 days in a row. Can't beat that.
I think
That's what I'm gonna write my book about.
I like friendlies, Steve. I have, it's like pulling teeth to
Yeah.
go to friendlies.
That's because Friendlies puts a lot. You got up here. I don't know if all Friendlies do it, but butter on everything.
Oh yeah,
All buttered on one side, buttered on the other. And
I love their tomato
it's
soup.
like biting to a big grease tip to me. It's like,
Yeah, they have the best tomato soup ever anywhere.
yeah.
See, and when I lived in Cincinnati, they had Skyline chili, and I missed Skyline chili.
We actually have one right here in Stowe.
Oh, okay.
I live like 5 minutes away from one, and
Okay.
it's a special
There you go.
treat.
Bring them some.
Yeah,
bring it
Madison.
out. Oh, geez.
meet me up in Madison. I'll bring you a bunch.
You're gonna need a heated bag, man. You don't want to eat no cold Skyline chili.
I still have my DoorDash bag. When
Oh, okay, there you're good.
for my one weekend, I actually worked at DoorDash.
You're good then.
It wasn't very cost effective driving a big Dodge Ram, that guzzles gas
No.
like crazy,
Yeah.
No.
delivering food to people, pulling up in the crew cab Dodge.
I made 80.
Please tip me. I gotta
I
pay
made
for this
85
thing.
cents tonight.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Technically, I made $80, but I only see about 50 cents of it. The rest went right back in my gas tank.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited to come to Gettysburg, guys. I appreciate you guys being on so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you. I
us.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. It was a great time. One last time, why don't you give us a push for the event, what dates it is, where they can find information, anything else you guys got going on?
Let's see. The Gettysburg Battlefield Bash is July 24th through 26th. Come out and celebrate with us and gather together and help Heroes for Hire and EA Wounded Warriors. And come see us at the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, 271 Baltimore Street, right with Mark Nesbitt.
Nice. Very cool.
And the
Yeah.
Historic Lookout House. If you want to
Yes.
investigate and stay, check us out. The Historic Lookout House. We are on Airbnb or
Airbnb.
Always
if
open.
you want more information, 717-521-7465. That is my private cell phone number.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Frank, phone call me.
There you go.
I do it all the time. Heavy breathing.
I did want to ask you guys. I know I've seen you guys do some lives from the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange. Do you guys make a lot of your own tools there? Or is it stuff that you bring in from outside?
Meeting tools.
like equipment and stuff. Like I know
Equipment.
you had a lot of different equipment that I've never seen before.
Oh yeah, now we have a guy that's building it for me, and he actually just built 6 different devices that are there. One's a rangefinder, vibration ion generator. I mean, they all do different things.
Yeah.
And he priced them reasonably. They're only $65 a piece. Instead of equipment in paranormal field, as you know, is expensive.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Yeah, the minute you see it on the show, the inflation goes straight up.
Like Terminologies, everyone knows Jeremy Jones. We sell all of Jeremy's. We sell Jeremy's
SB7s, SB11s,
same
all that
price
stuff.
that he sells it on his line. We don't up
Bob, Christopher's.
Amazing recorders. We have everything from Zoom to a cheap recorder. And my favorite are, I have to show it to you because my vision's not very good. So it's very simple. It's very good. It's amazing.
Cool.
And they're not expensive.
I got some shop
EVPs on them too.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything?
Man, Tony and Tascam, man. But I'm really hooked on this Olympus that she's got. I mean, not because of my eyes. I can't say, but
well, that's what
it's because it gets excellent EVPs on it. I mean, full.
Chucky says, "Hi, come see me."
Oh, there it is. gotta get a close up of
There's the rat. There's the rat.
Barry.
Look at him. We're huge dog fans here at the Cryptic Paranormal Show.
He's a pain in the butt.
Like I said, we had Andrea Parent on last week, and she had her dog, Buttercup.
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 Princess Buttercup.
Yeah,
that's my Poppy on here. My little Yorkie poo.
Oh, I love Yorkies. I went from a Doberman to a Chihuahua.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we have a 90-pound-old lab. She's about 13 years old.
Oh my gosh, me too.
It's
an old lab. She's 13.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got arthritis. She can't get up and down the steps anymore.
Yeah.
Too big for me to pick up and show off on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll blow a hernia or something. But
and then my other dog is a 1-year-old Mastiff. So
wow.
Definitely, I'm not picking. He's not a lap dog. No.
Yeah. He probably thinks he is, though, right?
Oh, he does. Yeah. I tell him to give me a hug, and he climbs up onto the couch and just.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's super cute.
Hey, well, thank you again for having us. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you
Absolutely. Thank you. I apologize for starting later, but it looked like it worked out for everybody. So thank you for dealing with that.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll see you in a month, I guess, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there. Nice. Mike and I will be there. I think we're the only ones coming out from the team, so that's probably a lot of other people are.
Well, Kate's going to be there.
You know what?
Hey, yeah.
If any of my friends or family are watching and would like to take my kids for that weekend, I would love to come down with you guys.
You could crash.
That sounds amazing.
Cool.
Bring the kids. Big kid zone out back.
Awesome. That's really cool. All right.
The kids can dunk Eric.
Nice. I think I'm going to take a shot.
Right?
I'll be in my
We're in the tank.
I'll be in my Speedo and my snorkeling gear.
I thought you said this was kid friendly.
Yeah, right.
Shower cap, you know.
There you go.
After hours.
Little rubber duck donuts too. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
you
so much for being on. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks, right?
All right.
All right.
Care.
You too.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Crypto Heads. That's another episode of the Cryptic Paranormal Show. Thank you for tuning in. As usual, no special guests planned for next week quite yet, but
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out eventually, like we always do. We've had a good run of two really awesome guests the last 2 weeks. So, or I guess I should say 4 because there were 3 on tonight.
Right.
Anyway,
we actually had them planned out 2 weeks in advance. That's weird.
Right, yeah.
So
yeah, that's weird for me. I should have somebody in my. So I'll probably message the Mad Crew here about next Wednesday and see who can come up.
Right.
It's about
it's always think it's funny when I see that.
Right.
Like the Wednesday before, it's just like, anybody want to come on the show?
But all right, everybody, we'll spook you later, and we'll let you know who's coming on next week. Thank you for tuning in, and as usual, Always a great time. Be safe.
Bye.
Love each other. We'll see you
That's
later.
right. Please.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Please just love
Bye.
each other. Have a good night.